station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
After such a long layoff. First question I have to ask is, when did the Guardian get all of the money for the core? It's very, seasonal in here. Is that something you guys changed the last time we was in studio? Is you just got a new budget? Okay, Brittany's unsure.
Technically, it's not a layoff. It's just, we just been doing it by me.
Okay, cool. Yes, we've definitely
been...
Or
on the road.
There we go. We've been on the road.
Dwight, I like the Christmas decorations. I'm in the holiday spirit. Kudos to you with this. I don't care what Ricardo says. We need this in our life.
Definitely. We're man down, but we're live today. So don't adjust your radios. If you want to join the conversation today, we're active in the studio. So today is the day to jump in and have this conversation with us live. 10th year seniors, this is the Accredited. We're one man down, like I said. Nala is still technically on sabbatical somewhere. Him and John was spilligating in Philadelphia for a couple of days on the VJ DeAndre Buddy thing. So, but we're all happy to be back. Any kind words, John?
Happy holidays.
Okay, pleasantries. So if you want to join the conversation today while we're out and active, you could join us on the telephone lines. You could hit us up on the regular Guardian lines, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free from the Family Islands at 242-300-5720. The text lines are also active today, going through some of the text messages from the previous show. Shout out to the team over there at the Eye Opener. Y'all had a hell of a day. But you can hit us up at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And yes, it's actually weird to be back in the studio, but we could get into all of that. We could get into John and Nal and everything that happened in Philly. We just wanted to give a brief introduction. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to jump right back into things shortly. So stay tuned.
This Christmas, Everybody Wins Live is giving you a chance to win a gift of a lifetime. A brand new, fully deeded home. From November 21st to December 26th, every time you play $10 or more, you're one step closer to the keys to your future home. More play means more entries and more chances to win big. Play in-store or online today. This holiday, go beyond winning. Go home for the holidays, only with Everybody Wins Live. Remember to game responsibly.
So yeah, we had the pause for effect just now. Of course, you heard the drop by our, I want to say benevolent, but I always is bugging out for that word. But you heard the drop from our benevolent sponsors. Our great sponsors. Everybody Wins Live. They're giving away a house. It's the Home for the Holidays program. You could bet 10 on any place. So that's casino, that's sports book, that's lottery. I think in casino, you would have to wager up to $70 over a course of time to be entered to win. And you're able to win that wonderful home that the team over at Everybody Wins Live has been able to secure and get going to the public. But let's jump into the conversation, John. You guys had an eventful couple of days. It's quite often now that we have this mix between local and international because we have our local guys over in the NBA doing big things. As I said before the break, you and I had an opportunity to go up to Philadelphia to watch VJ do a Bayman two-step, take on Buddy one night and then take on DeAndre Ayton the next night. Just share some of the experience with the fans out there.
Yeah, so I know we spoke about on the last week's show when we recorded while we were in Philly.
Yeah.
And it was just it's so amazing to see Buddy and VJ on the court because even though it was 9 years to the day that DeAndre and Buddy played in their first NBA game together, and we went to that game as well. But it was just a little different with Buddy and VJ because we know the history that VJ has with Buddy, and we know the history that Buddy has with pouring back into the community. So to be able to see that a kid who was 13 years old that went to his camp 1 year to all of a sudden now is playing on the same court as Buddy, it's just one of those moments that you're not going to forget. It's one of those moments that the two of them will not forget, because even after the game, Buddy was joking around just with the whole VJ situation. And it was like they exchanged jerseys. And Buddy's like, he doesn't really exchange jerseys. Like, he's one of those players that doesn't do it. But because it's VJ. And my favorite part of that was when he said, I'm going to have to hang it into my rafters. So he's retiring VJ's number already. Let's just put it that way. If he puts it in his rafters at his gym in Dallas. But yeah, I know it was a great thing. But the more interesting thing, in my opinion, was the DeAndre VJ game.
Right.
That was a Sunday thing. And like I said, we recorded the show last Friday in Philly before that game even happened. Mm-hmm. And what people need to understand is DeAndre is a huge fan of VJ. Huge fan of VJ.
I always tell people it's like that's the missing link in the quote-unquote Bahamian basketball story. Is we often forget that, and there's no shot at his talent. We just often forget that he was a number one overall pick.
Yeah.
We forget how important that factor was. It was a runner of international players, and he was right in the middle there. And he was that link between Buddy and now what we see from VJ. He was the person that made us recognize that we could also build these international superstars.
Yeah, no, and so before the game, they got together because you always want to see what players do when they get on the court, right, with each other. So with the Buddy VJ thing is, the minutes were just so off that the rotation VJ was on. They were on for the first quarter for 40 seconds.
Right.
Or 30 seconds, whatever it was. But when the fourth quarter started with VJ and Buddy, that's where Buddy had to guard VJ and vice versa. Like, you could see the matchup that's how it was. So they had I have a picture of them pushing, and Buddy's yelling to the ref, give him a technical, like that type of thing, like
right.
That type of fun. But with Aiden is the type of person is when he gets on that court, he has a tunnel vision that he has to play. Even when he was warming up, it took him a while when he was leaving the court to realize, I was there. Right. And when he saw me, he came back and he hailed me and he's like, oh yeah, big game, how, VJ, this, that, whatever. But on the court, when they went on, it's all about business. Mm-hmm. But after the game, it was all love. It was, brought LeBron over. VJ was fascinated by LeBron.
Right, I saw the clip.
No, but so people don't really know that we actually had dinner with VJ the couple of nights before, and he was talking about LeBron. And I understand, because I brought up I don't care about LeBron. I know Bahamians are going to be thrilled at me saying that.
Right.
But I do care about LeBron. I don't care about LeBron in the sense that my purpose of this trip wasn't LeBron. My purpose of this trip was VJ.
But he became a large part of it. But
we'll get to that. Because VJ, was DeAndre, was Buddy, was Eric, right?
Yeah.
And then VJ looked at me and said, man, you're crazy. It's LeBron, right? That's what VJ said. And you get it. He's been in the league for 23 years. VJ's 20 years old, So he's seen him play his whole life. Mm-hmm. And VJ, I had a good game. It wasn't his best game, but we know with Paul George, Embiid, all these players coming back, there's not enough basketball to give them. But in my opinion, it's one of the greatest 3-day stretch in Bahamian basketball history where you have the top of your top players all play each other in that quick of a span.
So we're in a space where we like to, think far ahead. I think in years to come, when we see, the line of Bahamian basketball stars going into the league, I think we'll look back at what happened last week and we'll say to ourselves, I think that ability to have them all in that one city around the same period of time is something that helped build the brand of basketball in the Bahamas. You talked about the dinner, you talked about the conversations. Another part of that entire span is Coach DeMarco, who's now going to go on to coach at Liberty at some point early next year, where we have JJ. So you have that nucleus of Bahamian basketball coming together to have these conversations and to try to build a dynamic to not only move the game forward, but to help grow and develop players like VJ, who is in the league now, and players like VJ who are to come. So it's moments like this where we have to look back and just celebrate and say to ourselves, like, hey, we got to continue to build, we got to continue to work. But tell us a little bit more about, from the standpoint of VJ and his whole outlook on basketball after those two games.
Look, VJ, we all know he's a dog. He's a dog on the court, and he just wants to play ball. VJ understood the magnitude of it, which is, at 20 years old, crazy if you could think about it, because he knows, and we've always asked him about the stuff in, NBA draft. You were at Buddy's first elite camp, right? You realize the odds of an NBA player coming to a country that doesn't really have basketball history, and I mean it to the fact that we have Michael Thompson, Dexter Cambridge, Rick Fox. So in the last 40 years, we've had 4 NBA players pretty much, right? Ian Lockhart. So to have your camp and you hit on the first one, that's gold.
Yeah.
That you can't ask for a better story like that. Like, I know Buddy wanted him to play on his AAU team, and things wasn't working out, but the thing was VJ was playing at such a high level. Buddy was like, as long as he's playing at a high level, I don't care.
Right.
He doesn't like when there's players that have potential that play at those low AAU tournaments, and they're putting up 50 points, but against no one. But VJ understood the assignment. Buddy understood the assignment. Nick Nurse and Steve Kerr did not understand the assignment until the fourth quarter. But see, it's like you could tell when they got on the court. Buddy was like, ain't no way that VJ is going to outdo me on the offensive side, because we all know this, he could blow past Buddy. Like, let's be real, the explosive. He blows past anyone in the NBA.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite moments, though, was, and I saw some video of it, and I got to find the video. Buddy caught the ball, and then he made a layup. In it, you could see him smiling because he knew it was over VJ. Like, he knew the moment. And then the end of that game was crazy.
Right.
VJ put up a game winner, and Buddy had the sense to throw the ball down the court.
That entire play, I think we're going to look back on it again. It's just so much magical things that happened during those 2 games. But I remember that possession right down at the end where VJ just happened to be in the right spot at the right time to get a rebound, be able to put the ball back. And then Buddy just instantly, hey, we still have a chance. Get it down court. Now, Moxie just made a tremendous play to recover. He was the person who missed the shot that VJ, rebounded to put back. But he was able to get back down on the court, make a game-saving block. It's just to see those things play out like that, to see these guys in such a big moment be able to step up and perform.
And that's the thing. Both of them had good games.
Yes.
Like, both of them had good games. I know at the end of the game, so Buddy came out the locker room, and I said, hey, Buddy, we get that interview real quick, because, that's how it is. Buddy's like, yeah, let's go. So we did that. Then we got DeMarco, because DeMarco, you could say DeMarco came to the program when we were a disorganized group of people, right? He brought professionalism and organization to the to the senior men's team.
Right.
And that's something we can't take away from him. But for him to see a player that he's coached, who he's known from 2019, to one that he started coaching 2 years ago with national team, to then see this in the game. DeMarco was chirping as much as anyone on the bench to VJ during the game. But to me, that's just the growth of basketball, where you have coaches, you have players. Like, it's because we're from the Bahamas, we could do it, right? Because we've been around each other, we can do it. But you're not seeing that with, like, the U.S. players going with the coaches. That, like, it's not the same dynamic.
Right. And the thing, I don't want to put a negative light on the situation. I guess the kind of thing that really pissed me off about this whole thing, and of course I'm going to be the one to take it there, but I just feel like, and I don't want to say it outright, the government, but I just feel like there should have been a national spotlight put on this moment. I don't know if you want to send the team from ZNS. I don't know if you want to send the team from BIS.
There was a team there already,
There was?
Yeah. A whole Bahamian media team there.
We can get to that. But I meant from a national standpoint, just to document this moment. This was the perfect time.
It was documented, though. I can tell you that.
It was. But what I'm saying is to send a team there to figure out a local producer.
See, here's the thing. With that, you should have had something where, all right, we know these are coming in. Is there a consulate around?
Yeah.
Bring the people in.
Yeah.
Let's do a little something, right?
Yeah.
Because this is the most. You have Eric, VJ, Buddy, DeMarco. 4 people who are part of the national team.
Yeah.
John Mark Nutt. 5 people are part of the national team.
I like how you threw yourself in there.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, you have to. What else could happen?
No, but that's what I'm saying. I thought this was the perfect opportunity. And I'm not just because I want to see more from these guys or hear these guys' point of view. But this is a perfect moment. It doesn't have to be like a full 60-minute documentary, but a 15-minute segment that's going to air on ZNS or be released on YouTube. Or
it could
done
be a
by
10-minute short series of the players get together. they meet some people, they talk something, they play the game, they do the post-game interview, and you're done. Like, it's very simple. Something like we almost did, you know?
Yeah, similar to you talked about the dinner you guys had. That would have been the perfect opportunity to have a coach DeMarco there to talk about the growth of the game, to get that on film so the next generation can have something to look at and be like, bro, I remember seeing that little thing. I didn't understand how big of a moment or how easy it is. I shouldn't say easy. How much of a process it is to grind to get to the NBA. I watched that little, 5-10 minute segment, and I was inspired enough to want to go throw up an extra 100 shots or get better on my fundamentals. It's things like that I think that we need to do a better job.
So here's the thing, and we're gonna now switch it to Sunday's game with the Lakers, because we haven't spoken anything about the Lakers game, because last week we did talk about the first game. So the great Michael Sweet Bells Thompson was there.
And see, more history in this two-game two-step.
If you know, his son Michael Thompson played for the national team. I'm very good friends with Michael Thompson. As people would say, junior, but technically he's not a junior. So at the end of the day, Sweet Bells, we start talking with him, and the first thing he brought up and said, "Why isn't this a bigger deal for the Bahamas?" That's the first thing that he said,
because he understands exactly what this moment
because
is.
he got thrusted into doing TV that day.
Yeah,
because the other TV broadcaster
Stu
got
Lance.
sick. Yeah, he got sick, so he was in the hospital, and it was like, all right, cool, he is in it. And I remember I asked him, and I said, how much of a homer are you gonna be? He's like, all of it. He said he doesn't care. He's like. VJ does something great, and this is a Lakers broadcast now. If VJ does something great, I am going to scream and be just as happy as if the Lakers won the game. Like, at the end of the day, he wants the Lakers to win.
Right.
But he said whatever VJ does, it's gonna be the one broadcast where it's like, nah, this guy's great.
And see, that's the beauty of it, because I didn't have a chance like you and Al to watch it in the building. I had a chance to watch it like at home on the Spectrum Sportsnet channel. And I did not know the Stu Lance, because sometimes he just randomly pops up and calls games. So I didn't know it was because Stu Lance was sick. I just thought it was from the standpoint of they recognize that you have DeAndre, you have VJ, and they wanted to.
This is the thing. You don't sometimes, and I don't want people getting sick or whatever it is. The stars align sometimes, right?
Go.
And that's all it is. The stars align that the NBA schedule came out. The Eagles happened to play on the West Coast on a Monday night game. Right? Meaning everything was open up in the Philly area, cheaper prices. Because once the Eagles played that weekend, skyrockets with hotels, because there's a bunch of hotels around the area. Michael Thompson's commentating the game.
Yeah.
I know he does radio, but TV is always a bigger.
It's once in a while kind of thing.
Exactly.
So to hear him on the broadcast, and just like you said, he said to you, he wants to see these guys. And he made it clear immediately in the first quarter. In fact, I flipped it on maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And one of the first lines I hear him said is that this is the kind of talent that we see coming out of the Bahamas, and it was all kind of gifted. It started with me, and then it moved on. And he called some of the names in Bahamian basketball history to actually make it to that level. You mentioned the Dexter Cambridge. You mentioned persons like D.A. Buddy and all of those guys. And just to see him have that moment, to see these guys that kind of came off of his legacy, came off of the history that he made. It was just a special, special night.
Yeah, no, and like I said, when we sat down with him, because we did an interview before the game, and like I said, he's never the person to not talk about Bahamas basketball. Like, he will go on the pedestal, the soapbox, and he will preach it all day. So it's like, his reaction, like I said, is, why are there not more Bahamians here? Because you could have made that into a Bahamian week with the 76ers for 2 home games, right? You could have had a Junkanoo rush out at the halftime, because that's just how it is.
And all I'm saying, it would have been the perfect way to open December. This is the kind of
holiday season coming up. Yep.
I don't know what the licensing is, but I felt like if you reached out to the NBA and you say, hey, this is a special time for our country, this is a big moment.
Yeah, they could have struck a deal with Philly. Like, here's the thing. When the schedule comes out, the first thing I do is I look at the schedule.
Yeah.
I look at the entirety of the schedule, and I say, what are the games that I can make? Yeah. So the first thing you do is you look Orlando, Miami, these close games. But when I saw December 4th, I saw, hold on, Golden State.
Perfect weekend sort of.
December 7th, Lakers, both in Philly. I circled that and I told Niall, I said, I'm not going to go to the season opener because whatever, not going to no. It would have been great if I went to the season opener because we saw what happened in Boston, right? But I circled that and said, these are the dates that I'm planning to go.
Right.
And that was it. And if we did that in October or September, everyone could have done it. But yeah, I think there should have been more of a presence. I hope we get this lucky again.
I hope so. And this is me just putting it out in the open, hoping that the stars align again and we have a weekend, because this was a Thursday to Sunday night thing. If we could get a weekend like that, maybe once every couple of years, because what made this perfect, and I always go back in my basketball mind and I say, sometimes you see the road teams for a playoff series, you see these live shots back in their city. And I just imagine if we could have struck a deal with the NBA, we could have do a special screening over at the baseball stadium, have some TV set up, speak to the NBA. They could have a team there just to go back and forth because there's just so much in that game.
But you go one step further with that. Why not have it broadcast on cable?
Yeah.
ZNS.
Yeah.
Have the games broadcast. You could easily make a deal to say, we want these games broadcast. How much is it going to cost us? If it costs you $1 million, that's going to be one of the best $1 million you could spend because
I'm just saying, we throw millions of dollars around for other sorts of things.
But everyone's going to be locked into the TV. You could guarantee everyone's going to be locked in every bar, everything. Because, like I said, that Warriors game ended up being a 25-point blowout to look what happened.
Yeah. And I'm saying, a couple of days after that, I saw the water tower up in Fort Fincastle lit up. And I was like, it would have been perfect if we could have got a shot of VJ 77 on that. If we could have got a shot of Buddy 7 on that. It's just those sorts of things. I feel like we missed the opportunity not only to grow the sport of basketball in this country, we miss the opportunity to grow national pride. It's those sorts of things that could end the noise. Like what Junkanoo is, these guys can now become. And as I said before, the phone lines are open if you want to join the conversation. Maybe you had a chance to catch one of these games live. Or maybe you had a chance to watch it on TV like I did. If you saw the games and you thought something stood out to you, it's a perfect opportunity. We have a couple more minutes before we take a break. You can hit us up at 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, or toll free from the Family Islands. Anybody in Bimini, anybody in 8 Mile Rock, West End. You get us up at 242-300-5720. Text lines are also active, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796, standard text rate supply. But yeah, man, I just thought it was a tremendous opportunity for us to cash in because these are the sorts of things that could kind of build a legacy. We do a lot of great things with international series. You saw Bahama Hoops, you saw Battle for Atlantis, you see all the things that we do with IAAF. This is what sports is. They're built on stories like this. They're built on legacies like this. Michael Thompson, these sorts of people. It's just a big deal we missed, man.
But look at the NBA. The NBA went and took the Bahamas theme and went running with it. And let me tell you, and we don't always say these type of things, but I will. The 76ers knew, shout out to Brandon Chin, the PR for 76ers, great guy. They knew when we came in what we were coming there for. And they took that and amplified it with the Buddy, VJ, and Eric thing. The NBA clipped Now's question about playing against Buddy with the jersey swap and all that, the trash talking. They understood the moment. And they don't understand that moment unless we're there. Because that would just be a little footnote in history. Just, Bahamians playing each other, you know? But they knew the second we got there, they knew what angle we were going at. But look at, my favorite thing is the VJs, when we talk to VJ at shoot around, when he said, I could kill him, you see? Yeah. Like, that's just how it is.
I don't get goosebumps just from like clips and talking points often, but that sent chills down my spine. The hair on my arms actually stood up because to see not only our people but our dialect on such a big stage, to have VJ, say how we want to do it. Yeah, but I want to square up with him. I want guard him. I want to be on the court with him.
But look, when we got DA, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Like, so it's just like we gotta remember, DA is Bahamas Academy, grew up here. Like, you could see. Did you watch the what he did with the locker room with
Yes,
the Lakers?
yes,
Did you
yes.
see the difference of how he speaks to them, of how he
Versus-
speaks to us?
You could see the comfort level, and I know oftentimes when we have these conversations about DeAndre Ayton, we talk about him being the kind of guy that once he's comfortable, you get a different version of DA, and you see that in the interview. And I don't often do this with you and Nal because we know each other.
Yeah.
But oftentimes people just have to take the time and just give flowers. To see the work that you and Nal put in on this trip, you talked about them clipping the question from Nal to VJ, but just throughout, getting these sound bites, getting these things that will last in the annals of time when people could look back and be like, boy, I know how y'all do it, but I was happy y'all was there to capture it. Those are the sorts of things that I want you guys to look back on in your career and say, boy, this means something. It might mean something or it might mean a lot right now, but when we look back on it, all this thing that we do in the media space, all the people that show up and, get the little interviews, is moments like that are going to last. So I'm very thankful to be a part of the 10YS team and see you guys do that sort of work. Really good stuff, man.
Yeah, no, like I said, social media was crazy. Like 217,000 views on a photo, like one photo, and that lasted the whole time. 125,000 on VJ. Like the traction's there, the people are there. The content is going to be good enough where people are going to want to watch it. 96,000 views on Buddy's question. Like for the Bahamas, that's crazy numbers.
Yeah,
that's not. If your population is 400,000, you gain 96,000 people watching it. That's a lot of people.
Thank you for joining the Accredited. You're live. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing?
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, well, he had a good game last night, too, against the Pacers. I think he had 14 points in the first quarter. Embiid was getting on by, though. Embiid looking good, man. He looked like how he looked 2 years ago. He going for 39. But VJ looking comfortable now. The 3-point getting a little comfortable there. He had some nice dunks. That's up me. He ran 77 and Buddy ran 7. That's our number is 7.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. That was Ronaldo. I agree with you because the Ministry of Tourism, they care being in England, New York, all over there, access this and all of the Dawn them and thing up New York and then they get a certain Charles Fisher there for that weekend or this weekend here, do a story with him before the game, after the game. Promote the sports in the that's why the games you can't pull up the Kendall Isaac gym if they have a game, man.
Yeah.
You need to advertise it more and get more people involved in sports.
Yeah.
But Ricardo, you think our game, the Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers, is a big game. Your game was a big game too, though, against the Bills.
Yeah.
Well, Josh looking now.
That's
be a big game too.
I need you to call back in our back hour because we could get into
and
that.
then if I don't get the call back, you all talk on if you all think Philip Rivers could take a sack in that game against the Seahawks.
I'll definitely
all right, I
do
call
it,
back
man.
doing in the next half.
I appreciate that. But no, man, the caller is absolutely right. And
Yeah,
it's
VJ had 22, 6 for 10 shooting, 3 for 5 threes, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
And I don't want nobody to think we targeted the national stations at NES or any other station.
What we're saying is, and we have the sports community is so small.
Yeah.
Everyone in the sports media has a relationship, right? I don't care who goes.
Somebody just should have been
It
there.
should be something bigger than just me and Ronaldo going up to this game.
Yeah.
Like, that's the honest to God truth. So if the ministry of whatever wants to send Charles Fisher, Amajal, any of them, then it just changes the dynamic of the coverage and what you can get and what story you might get. Yeah. So you remember, these athletes aren't mine. Yeah. They're not mine. They're all of ours. They bring the pride to everyone. So the whole point is get the word around and make sure it's done properly. Like I said, me and Ronaldo were the only ones there to be able to get one side of the story. But you take 3 or 4 Bahamians over, you might have 3-4 different stories because everyone thinks differently.
Yeah. And again, I don't want it to be a situation where a person's just like, this ain't. No, this is nationally important. This is something that we should, as a country, stop for and look at and say, boy, we got to make this a thing. I know the schedule came out, I think, I want to say, this was July, maybe early August.
Yeah.
And we saw when the schedule dropped what it was. I think at that time, the communication should have been made, whether it was through the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, whether it was through the Ministry of Tourism. The discussion should have been had that, hey, this is a good opportunity. This is something to grow our global brand. How do we go about it? It's just these
But you
misses
remember
that we
when
can't.
Buddy got drafted to the Pelicans, the Ministry of Tourism
Yep.
bought those ad spaces without a trade clause
Yeah.
for a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
This is the type of thing where you could have bought a section in the stadium, just how they have the Bahamian Heritage Night. You could
Yeah.
have played off and said, hey, let's make this a Bahamian Heritage Night for
And
XYZ.
Philly, just like New Orleans was at the time for Buddy. Philly, Miami, those are the sorts of places where,
Philly's a
Bahamians
direct
are.
flight.
Yeah, the Bahamians are there. There's so many good colleges and universities in the area, so you have an audience. It's a quick flight from Toronto where you have a host of Bahamians up in Canada. Those are the kind of things you target and say, hey, let's partner with the city of Philadelphia. This is a big week for Bahamian basketball, Bahamian sports in general. Let's try to get our people to centralize at a point in time and just celebrate this moment of not only Bahamian history, but Bahamian pride. We just need to do more for things like that.
There are countries that would die to have one NBA player. Just one.
Yeah.
And they might not even be playing. Like I know Colombia had a guy on the Wizards and he was like spot minutes.
Right.
Thrilled. They got a guy in the NBA. Chile right now has someone in the G League who's doing well. And they're like, this guy could be in the NBA. He's one step away. These countries are acting. Us, I think we're too nonchalant when it comes to NBA, we expect that.
Yeah.
The hard thing to say we expected is Michael Thompson came, and then you had Dexter, you had Ian, who only played like 1 year each. Then you had Rick Fox. And a lot of people are going to question Rick Fox anyways, but dude is Bahamian. He had the flag. Just like Clay. But see, we have a lot of like the lineage
Right.
in it, right? Of the players. But then you got Buddy, VJ, DeAndre. These are people who talk like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are people we could relate to.
And see, and I could get some flack for it, but that's okay. I feel like we at a place now where this question and this passport discussion and all this.
Shut up.
You gotta. I didn't get that aggressive, but I could just be like point blank with it. You have to put that stuff to the side, man. If people come upon this soil right here and they experience the same life and culture that you experience, you talked about it early on in the segment about DA going to Bahamas Academy. You hear him talk all the time, and every young basketball fan or player in this country could have the same narrative of being at a Jeff Rogers basketball camp, seeing that sort of thing go live. That's the same thing he experienced. Like, that's something that's etched in so many childhood times here in the Bahamas, people coming up with that memory. He has that core memory as well. But he has the core memory of being in 8 Mile Rock, getting on the Freeport, playing a job. Like, these are the sorts of
Hugh
things that
Campbell's.
you can't take away from a person's history.
No.
And if that person wants to make a contribution and say, hey, put the Bahamas as part of their, byline or credits or whatever, you allow them to do that and you celebrate that fact.
If you were claiming Rick Fox when he was winning the NBA championships, which everyone was, you got to claim Rick Fox now.
Yeah, I claim Rick Fox. I remember as a
Right,
kid.
But I'm just saying, like, if you're going to be claiming, oh, he wins a championship and he puts a flag, yeah, he's Bahamian, and then all of a sudden
Nah,
he ain't Bahamian.
bro.
No, it don't work like
Once,
that.
bro, if somebody could sit back and somebody can not only use your dialect, somebody could sit back and tell you about important things that they came up with and they saw in your, bro, they Bahamians, man. We got to stop this foolishness. We got a country to grow. We got all sorts of developments to happen. Stop discouraging people from wanting to make these sorts of contributions. I don't want to get into the political stuff, but I need
The
us
world's
to,
a melting pot. Let's just put it that way.
I could take it a step further. The Bahamas is a melting
Yeah.
pot. We got to understand that this is what society is. Put aside the petty nonsense and let's focus on establishing a better country, building more communities, building more cities, building more environments for our kids to come up in and celebrate this beautiful country we call home. It's paradise for a reason. Everybody want to be here. And just so happens, for some strange reason, this period of time we're blessed with a tremendous amount of NBA talent. Matter of fact, a tremendous amount of sport talent. You
Yes.
see what Jazz is getting ready to do.
The
And
Sebastian Walcott's coming up.
bro,
You got the tennis players, the guys in college coming up. Like, they might not be the top of the ATP, but this is the most talent we've had in a while coming up. So it's just like you said, we're spoiled beyond spoiled
Right.
when it comes to athletes. We just expect everyone to be Devin Charlton, world record holder in the 60-meter hurdles,
Yeah.
2-time gold medalist. It's like we have these athletes. We need to take care of them.
Right.
We need to take care of our own and accept our own, regardless of what it is.
All right. So we're going to creep into a commercial break short. Well, we're going to creep into a commercial break now, but just before we do that, just want to take some time to get to the text line. Shout out to this texter, man. I'm going to accept the congratulations on behalf of the team, but I'll leave that to John to celebrate it. Texter said, congratulations. You guys did a great job covering our players. Great vision and planning. Keep up the good work, 10YS. And if you want to join the conversation, like I say, every week we're not live on the radio, but most weeks we get into it. You could hit us up on the mailbag. We'll get into all of that in a bit. Thank you for joining us on the Accredited commercial break.
You know the game. You live for the rivalries, the buzzer beaters, the Hail Marys. At Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, we're built for that energy because we're built for players. Better odds, faster action, smarter bets. Visit everybodywinslive.com or drop into an EWL location and feel the difference. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players.
Great Commissions Ministries is God's storehouse. They have been caring for the poor, homeless, and hurting since 1987. You are invited to support their Stop and Drop program by dropping off some food items in their barrels and some cash in their bottles. You can donate an offering each month or pay your tithes online to Great Commissions through the Givelify or SunCash apps. Help them to shelter the homeless, feed the hungry, and spread the gospel of Christ. Volunteer your service and support the Live to Give program. Call Great Commission Ministries, God's Storehouse at 325-5801 for further information or stop by the office on Wolf Road. Be blessed.
Are you ready to upgrade this Christmas with Wendy's and Coca-Cola? Simply upgrade your premium lunch combo to a large. Fill out your receipt, scan the QR code, and you'll have a chance to win up to $25,000 in cash and prizes. Wendy's is giving away $1,000 cash prizes, an iPhone 17, going places travel vouchers, a staycation at Comfort Suites, and more. So visit your nearest Wendy's and upgrade today.
As an athlete, I've learned that success isn't built on extras. It's built on the essentials. Strength, discipline, smart choices. That's why I'm proud to partner with Bahama Health to introduce Essential 300, a comprehensive health insurance plan that's all about covering what truly matters. Essential 300 is Bahama Health's most affordable major medical plan for groups and individuals. It offers access to a specialized network of care with essential benefits like preventative services. Because real strength starts with staying healthy. You may not be training for a race, but everyone deserves strong and affordable coverage with Essential 300. With Bahama Health, you can feel good about your health plan and protect what truly matters, your health.
For more information, call 396-1350 or visit www.bahamahealth.com.
This Christmas, Everybody Wins Live is giving you a chance to win a gift of a lifetime. A brand new fully deeded home. From November 21st to December 26th, every time you play $10 or more, you're one step closer to the keys to your future home. More play means more entries and more chances to win big. Play in-store or online today. This holiday, go beyond winning. Go home for the holidays only with Everybody Wins Live. Remember to game responsibly.
Welcome back to the Accredited Live on Guardian Radio this Saturday. Ricardo in the building along with John Mark Nutt. We just went through all of the stuff with the VJ Buddy DeAndre weekend in Philadelphia last weekend. We just want to keep the local conversation going a bit. Moving on from that, I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the town. This is the holiday season. I think we're in the throes of Junkanoo or whatever they're calling it now on Bay Street, where you have some sort of Junkanoo. I think it's Junkanoo Holiday Festival or Junkanoo Festival. The name is a bit complex, but I know we have a lot of stuff going on in the downtown area. But away from that, there's a lot going on in the sporting space as well.
There's been a lot going on because they had the Caribbean Baseball Cup, where the Bahamas came second in it. Shout out to Team Bahamas to get second place, it's not easy to win games, to make it that far. So congratulations. I know we could go into more detail with that, but that's a conversation for another day, especially when Ronaldo's here. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably talk about that next week. But the Bahamas Basketball Federation has a 3-on-3 under-23 tournament workshop going on this week as well. On Thursday, they played some games. Bahamas came third in one and second in another in the first round, or it's 2 days. So in the first day, they also have it today as well by the Beach Soccer Stadium, starting at 1 p.m.
I just like the fact that we're getting used to the Beach Soccer Stadium. I feel like
Yeah.
you only know when friendlies going on because you see things in the WhatsApp groups and you say, oh, okay, that popping off, okay. But it's good to see them getting used to the stadium.
So you have, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Cayman Islands, St. Lucia, Haiti, and us. We're there participating in this event. It's a part of the Olympic Solidarity Program with FIBA. So it's something where they're trying to bring the sport into the region, not just the Bahamas, in the region. So you have coaches and referees from all over the region coming in, refereeing these games. Players are getting national points for their home country, international ranking points to be able to try to qualify for events. So this is something where if you have time today, 1 p.m., you could catch a couple basketball games. But we all know that as of right now, the big dog, the big show.
But we get them their respect.
Is always right now the Don't Blink Home Run Derby.
Yep.
That is the big show that everyone, it's the 8th year, so you got to give respect for something to go 8 years. It means something's working. Yeah. They start at 2 p.m. today.
Monarchy for sure.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very, very good at starting late. That's not a misconception. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
But
it's a festivity now, though. So you got so much going on there.
Yeah,
so.
they had the youth camp, then they had a party, they had a golf event, and then they had the celebrity game, which me and Ronaldo were not a part of. Apparently, we didn't make the cut for the phone call. We're not that big of a deal yet. I think they were scared I was going to hit a bunch of home runs.
Okay.
Now they got 2 good knees. But, yeah, no, it's something where this comes every year, and Jazz is a part of it this year.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know if he's hitting, but they have a lot of young guys who are hitting in the Derby. Jazz went to the big show with the Derby.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to worry about hitting in this one. But his face is there. And the biggest thing is it's the same way how we say it's a big deal with our basketball players to go watch them. It's a big deal to come see our professional baseball players here. These kids could go up to them, get their autograph, talk to them. They're just regular people just like us.
And I again, I ain't here to crush no. I ain't here to crush no corn. I ain't here to cause no problem. You got to do a little more PR, man. I want to see these spaces full. I want y'all to get into these communities, get into these groupings, whether it's through, of course, all the JBL and Freedom Farm kids are going to be out there. But I need you to get into more homes and more spaces, man. I need you to be out there to get the people more involved.
Well, this is also the first year that there are women participating in the softball derby.
Yeah.
And 2 of the players played for the Atlanta Smoke. We actually broadcast those games.
Shout out. They got quality talent over there.
Silent Rain Espinoza.
There you go.
Is coming. And Morgan Howie is
Let me tell you something about Morgan Howie. Let me tell you something. If it's one dark horse in the Derby, that's the one you look forward to.
Oh, no, for sure.
That's
100%.
Boy.
But like I said, and then there's 2 Bahamians in it as well. But this is the thing where there is talent. Some of these, like Bo Pichette, won the Derby 2 times.
Yeah.
He almost won the World Series for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Almost.
But I'm just saying, you get to a point where there are players here who have the potential to be superstars. Look at Jazz. Jazz is an all-star, everything. Played in the World Series. So it's something where I feel, yes, you're right on the point where we need more advertising for it.
Yeah.
They do a good job of putting stuff together, but I feel like it's too late. There's not enough time to hype up what's happening.
And not only that, I could take a shot. Y'all always have me take shots at the government. I could take a shot at the media. Matter of fact, I'm going to take a shot at the White right now. The White, when these kind of organizations call and they, on the shores of the Bahamas, I can need y'all to get them like a little discounted rate. I don't know if you want to give them it completely free, you want to make some money in the process, but get them it at a discounted rate where they could come on to shows like Morning Blend. I think Naughty has a good segment as well. He could have them on. He has this complete sports show on Sunday. Of course, we here on Saturdays. Allow these people to come and do these interviews and help promote these sorts of events. I know Naughty has been bigging up the team over at the Don't Blink group for quite some time. So I think he calls them his baseball nephews. I just think we need to do a bit more in media to help kind of promote these events and get people out. So if you're looking for something today to do at 2:00, you can get down there at the Mono Q4 show.
Like you can watch some basketball. Like, and here's the thing with it. That's the first round of the Derby. So if you go at 1:00 to go watch basketball by the
3-on-3
by the beach soccer, right?
Yeah.
You could probably catch 2 to 3 games because they're like 15, 20-minute games.
Quick intervals.
Yeah, a piece. So you might be able to catch 3 of those games. You could catch a Team Bahamas game because that's probably going to start like at 1:50. Right? The Home Run Derby starts at 2. If you get to the Derby around 2:30, 3:00, you're still going to get prime time, Derby. Like, you're going to be going into the latter rounds of who's participating in the Derby. So I just wish we could do a better job of, like, planning these events and not trying to interlap. Like, it's just, but sometimes you got to do something because I know when FIBA came down, FIBA's like, they were like, we got this, Olympic solidarity. These are only dates. This is the funding we could provide. And you can't say no to trying to develop a sport. Like, that's just how we live.
I know if you need like a sporting council, maybe like some NGO or maybe some pseudo-government organization that could kind of streamline this stuff. Put a PR arm in that made-up group. Let them decide that, hey, this is the things that you need to do to get these events. These are the channels that we normally work through. Let them get a social media arm going to help promote these sorts of events and keep all of these things. Of course, you have to meet a threshold. Not every little basketball tournament should be, but there should be some criteria.
The threshold should be if it's a national team playing.
Yes.
Correct? Then you should have to cancel any sporting event that's going to happen. Bam.
Right.
That to me is like when baseball's playing championship game at Andre Rogers on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Night league, primary league, Filipino league, canceled.
All right.
Everything. All sporting events are canceled because you want to try to get those people to go watch that game, right? Now the Derby and the 3-on-3 is a little different, but you could always make it to say, hey, Derby's coming on at this time because the Ministry of Tourism does do stuff, or Ministry of Sports does do things with them, then we're going to ask leagues not to have anything going on from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m.
Yeah. No, I mean, is the exact way that the Junkanoo organizations now work, or the Junkanoo community, because I don't want to cause no smoke over there, but the Junkanoo community, that's how they now work. They understand that even straight down to like the Junkanoo practices, they have now become a big deal. So they have now moved into a direction where they can monetize those sorts of events to ensure that if the Saxons are having practice tonight, you put that in all your circles. If the Valley Boys are up, whichever one of the Valley Boys, you put that in all the circles. So I have to give them credit. I think this is something that the Bahamas sporting community could do. Maybe the Basketball Federation could get together with the Football/Soccer Federation. You could get the B3As involved in there. Bring it all together where persons could say by every night or every couple of weeks, we have some activity going on. We have some sort of event going on where we can move the crowd along. It reminds me a lot of when I was younger. Basketball Night League. It was such a big thing. You always saw something going on.
Basketball Night League, high school, Hugh Campbell, everything used to be sold out. But this isn't I don't think this is a bad idea, what I'm about to say. Some may think it is a bad idea.
Oh, boy.
But the Home Run Derby is going on at Montague, right? The 3-on-3 court is a portable court. I don't know if there was something where you talk to them and say, hey, let's put the court in here, right? Let's bring the court and lay it down in this certain area, but we'll start this event at 10 in the morning.
Oh.
Right? So then you start trying to bring a crowd out from 10 a.m. to watch 3-on-3, and then it goes into the Derby. So a one-stop shop for everything.
I like the idea because I know the perfect spot. The Home Run Derby is at the Montague foreshore. Right there at Fort Montague, there's a segment of the parking lot that's big enough to fit that court in, where you could even put a row of bleachers around and maybe elevate another few. That would be the perfect setup. You could, have somebody, you pay one entrance fee, You could do a tour.
But the thing is, everything's free, so you're not even paying the entrance fee.
No, this is what I'm saying.
The
In
point
terms
is to get people out
there
to go watch.
But in terms of the actual to actually generate revenue, to maintain the fort, to maintain the entire Montague area, you could charge a little cover of $2. Set up a parking across the street. You have some property over on the next side. There's just so much that you could do into that space. Again, man, we have such an exciting population that wants to see things, that wants to do things. Every day I talk to my friends, everybody looking for something to do. This is a perfect opportunity to give people something to do in the lead up.
9 a.m., who cares? It's a development thing, and some of these tournaments start that early anyways.
Yeah, and then you could ask one of the Junkanoo groups. We in Junkanoo season, move your practice down. Perfect way to close out. You could do at 9 p.m. Bring these cultures together, man.
Because the thing is with the Derby is sometimes there's some dead period in between these things.
Yeah.
Where, people could go watch the game, and then they could walk over and watch some of the, because every game, some people are just going to be strictly baseball, and some people are going to be strictly basketball. But there are going to be people who are saying, oh, let me go see what this game's saying. Oh, this game got close. Let me go, oh, this guy's hitting to try to win. Oh, I got to go watch him hit. Like, you give him that option.
Yeah, man. No, I ready to clear my heart for the political space. I just want to be the political/sports event planner person to just go out there and try to bring these things together.
$250,000 a year.
Nah, I go in there now. So if you're listening on the PLP or the FM side, that ain't my bill. That's John bill. That ain't Caro bill. We gotta come and make these things more relevant, man. We gotta build it brick by brick. We gotta take our time and build these sorts of things up so persons can have something to be entertained by. You have parents that looking somewhere to put their kids as they do their little Christmas shopping. These are the sorts of kind of things that we can explore.
Traffic is insane.
And this is everybody going nowhere. The same two malls. Like,
how is it we have so many cars in this country? Does everyone have to have like 3 cars each?
Public transportation. You ever get? When was the last time you see or caught a bus?
Last time I caught a bus would have probably been 2005.
Yeah, I ain't trying to risk my life to get nowhere. I'd rather just drive in the traffic. I mean, it can still be a little difficult because Bahamians just drive like they playing Mario Kart, but it's just something else. We got to figure out a lot of things, but the thing that we don't need to make difficult is this thing right here, the growth and development of sports in this country. So, as John said before, we have the Don't Blink Home Run Derby. We have the Federation's 3-on-3?
It's a FIBA 3-on-3 tournament.
The FIBA 3-on-3
tournament.
So all of them are happening not in the downtown area, but downtown adjacent. You have at the soccer stadium right there at the foot of the bridge, and then just up the street, you're going to have it at the Montague Foreshore, the Don't Blink Home Run Derby. But away from that, as we move and we shift into it, we got to touch on it. It's the start of Junkanoo season. We have a lot of things in the mix now. We saw this past week, Junkanoo tickets went live. It sort of crashed the Alive site yet again. I think Alive put out a statement. They said that they're getting better. I think the thing that stood out to me is the fact that the tickets are moving really, really well. So I think the excitement is there for the 2 big parades. That's Boxing Day and New Year's. I think we had the Valley Boys thing started out to a point now. We saw the court ruling just the other day communicating to the Registrar General to give them back the name. So we have the quote-unquote Valley Boys back. And then we still have the traditional, I don't know what they calling themselves now. But it's good to see Junkanoo. Junkanoo back on the schedule. We're getting closer and closer to the big parades. How you feel, John?
Man, I'm out the loop of all of that. But let me say this, though. I am glad that the system crashed. And the reason I say that, not in the terms of, like, I want the system to crash. I'm glad because it shows that Bahamians will buy stuff online if they have to do it that way.
I feel like we didn't see this the last couple of years.
Yeah, no, but it's just like, you ever play fantasy football week 1?
Oh, God.
Tell me how many times,
It's
whatever platform you're on, Yahoo, ESPN, how many times that crash?
All the time.
All the time.
And I always just tell people, like, I'm in the group now when it comes to fantasy football. I want our drafts to be like 2 weeks before like preseason 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because the earlier you get out of the way, you don't have a bunch of people just cramming in at the last minute right before the season starts, the host drafts and stuff. So yeah, I understand exactly where you're coming from.
But yeah, no, I mean, if the site's crashing, it's not a bad thing, guys. It's just one of those things, like I say, there's a lot of demand. And if there's a lot of demand, then that's just how it goes.
Yeah, so, and again, I want to give credit to the Junkanoo community because they partnered with the Best of the Best Regatta. That was last week. Well, I think it was last week, Friday going into Saturday. They had some more events on the Saturday going into Sunday. They partnered with the Junkanoo community to make that the space where they announce the actual, I guess you call it the I don't want to say routine, but the schedule of how Jonquil groups are going to come out during the Boxing Day parade. We saw the numbers be picked, and we know who's coming out first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So again, the energy is there. I'm happy to see Jonquil back, and as we creep closer to our halftime break, I just want to say, I hope after this little spell where we had all of this friction among the Valley Boys, Prodigal Sons, and all this, I just want us, as we move out of this period, to say to ourselves, we can't use this opportunity to take a step back. We have to continue to move forward.
You're very hopeful.
I want to be, because Jonquil is super important.
Way forward?
Boy, look here. I don't care what direction you go in. I just want the Valley Boys to work this thing out and get us back to where we need to get. Shout out to Valley Boys as we go into halftime. This is the season for Jonquil. This is the season for the Valley Boys. We'll be back on the backside of this break.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Always on the go? Missed a show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
Game on, Bahamas. The all-new Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook is where sports fans turn picks into play. From football to basketball and everything in between, we've got the odds that move with the game. It's fast, it's fun, it's built for players who know their stuff. So grab your picks, lock in your parlay, and feel the win with Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
Welcome back to the Accredited, live on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM this Saturday. I'm Ricardo. I don't have anything exciting to say. I know Nal always does a really good job at that. I actually miss him on days like this.
I'm John Mark, and I still love the Christmas decorations up in here. Just wait till I start putting mine up.
This is crazy work. But anyway, we're back with the all new, bigger, better second hour of the Accredited. We've been doing this a couple of weeks now, but we've been doing it more so on a pre-recorded basis. Happy to be in the studio today. We can interact with the persons out there in the audience. We have the telephone lines ready to go if you want to join the conversation. The second hour, we get into more of our Bud Light stuff. We also get into more of our international sports stuff. This week, we're going to focus on our NFL. A ton of stuff going on there. But if you want to join the conversation via the phone lines are open. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, toll free from the Family Islands at 242-300-5720. Text lines are active. If you want to join the conversation there, you could do so at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. And for the weeks when we're not in the studio and the weeks where we're, out and about doing things or we're recording, pre-recording, we also want to just just talk about 10YS mailbag segment. So if you got a hot take, if you have a question, or you have a complaint so petty it deserves its own segment, you could send us all of that to the mailbag. The mailbag, we're going to get that established, but right now you could hit us up at info@10thyearseniors.com, and soon you're going to hit us up at mailbag@10thyearseniors.com to get those points across. So That's soon to come. We're developing it, but please join the conversation when we're in studio or out of studio. Just hit us up. And if you like our content, if you love what we do and you love the vision, and you just want to be a part of the 10YS family, whether it's by sponsorship, whether it's by inclusion, we have persons that could come in every so often and do a segment with us. You are able to hit us up at info@10YS. Just to say, hey, I have a good idea. I have an event coming up. I want to be a part of the show. I want to sponsor all those things. So you can hit us up again at info@10ys.com. That's info@10thyearseniors.com for those that didn't pick that up. But yes, let's get back to the busy weekend, John. Of course, we have our Bud Light Easy Take. We're just going to take a break to Bud Light commercial, and we're going to be right back with the Bud Light Easy Take of the week.
Six-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
So you heard the Bud Light drop, so you know what it is. We're back with our Bud Light Easy Take of the week. The segment is full, as always. But if you want to join the Bud Light team is very, very active. As you know, we're nearing to end of the NFL season, getting into playoff mode. So if you want to join the Bud Light team while they're on locations, you get them up at Grain Pirates, that's on East Bay Street. You get them up at the Bay, that's Arawak Key near the Cantina Port. You could also hit them up at Kiefer's, that's on Balfour Avenue, or you could hit them up at the Plantation Bar and Grill, that's on Cable Beach, and then you could hit them up at the Plantation Bar and Grill over at Caves Heights. And most of those locations have a terrific Bud Light special, 6 for $25, where you could just grab a bunch for your team, spread them around, spread the joy. But John, Bud Light Easy Take of the week.
There's a lot of times where we'll have an easy take, and we just start arguing for no reason, right? Granted, I feel like this is going to be the most unanimous because Ronaldo's not here, but he would agree with it. The Los Angeles Lakers are not only America's team, but they are the world's team. After watching them play live for the first time ever, I get it. I can see why Laker Nation Purple and Gold is so great.
See, I feel like this is setup.
No, and there's no setup.
Okay, because this is the easy
Because
take.
I felt like I was in Los Angeles.
Okay. So the crowd moved you.
The crowd moved me. Everything moved me. And you know what? LeBron moved me because the way he was talking that game too.
Yeah. He came back with the silencer for the first time in a really long time. So as a Laker fan, I was happy to see it. We've had, one silencer in a Laker uniform? So to see him bring back the silencer, I thought it was in retirement. I didn't think we would see it again. I can only imagine what the atmosphere is like in the building. As you know, I'm a lifelong Laker fan. One of my favorite pastimes is to travel to LA, spend some time on the West Coast, watch the Lakers live. I've not had a chance to do that yet with Luka Doncic on the team. Hoping to do that sometime either early next year or next season. But I can only imagine what it was like to see him in Philly.
So I was there working, and one of the ushers was like, "Are we in Los Angeles?" that was the question she posed me, and I said, "Yeah, we are." And the tickets weren't even that expensive to the game. They were like $40 lower bowl seats.
Wow!
You were able to get a deal of a deal.
So let me just say it out there for a lot of you persons that aren't Laker fans to know, to get like a horrible game in LA is somewhere around the almost $300 mark. If it's a big game, you're looking at well over $500, and this is upper level, close to nosebleed. So
no, this was lower bowl. Anywhere in the lower bowl, you could have got some $40, $50 seats. It was wow. The prices were crazy, but like I said, I see, and I can't say anything with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Even though I know a lot of Cowboys fans, I guess that's how people felt back in the day with the Cowboys.
Right.
I've been to Celtics games, and no form, fashion, Celtic fans travel like Lakers fans.
At all. But I'm going to keep the momentum in the NBA. My Bud Light easy take of the week is I feel like OKC has the ability, and you know how I feel about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but I feel like OKC has the talent to not only run the table this season and be probably the best in-season basketball team ever. I think we're at the start of maybe a dynasty that we've not seen before. Traditionally, in the basketball sense, is 3 titles, because that's what the Lakers did. The Bulls did it 2 times. I think we're going to see maybe 3 to 4 straight titles. I think we're in a position now where maybe they could go on a run for the next 8 years where they get 5 titles in 8 years, because you see the talent that they have now on the team, the draft picks that are to come. I just don't see how this team is stopped.
Yeah, that's where we disagree with the easy takes. I feel that, yes, they're a great team. They are right now the de facto number 1 favorites to win this season. But there's a team called the San Antonio Spurs that I feel it wouldn't be this year, but next year is going to be toe-to-toe with OKC.
So you're saying Wemby, you're saying
De'Aaron Fox,
you're saying,
Stephon Castle,
yeah.
Harper. That team right there is being built for the dynasty to not happen, I would say, to a point. But then, you know what? I feel like you got to catch me after the trade deadline to see what trades are made.
My easy take is built around the fact of watching these guys in this NBA Cup round.
Oh, they good. They good. It's effortless.
I just don't see who could beat them. I don't know if a team has enough talent right now to go up on the court and basically compete, much less give them a run for their money.
Also, we do have to realize the salary cap issue is going to come in. So that's why the 5 and 8 years, I can see 3 in a row, like easy. 3 in a row, easy. But again, that 4th one is going to be the difficult one.
I think right now the only thing that stops these guys if we see a move the likes of KD to Golden State. If we could see
move type thing, yeah.
And I just don't. There's a handful of teams that Giannis could go to right now
to make them relevant.
That could not just make them relevant. If he goes to a team like the Lakers and the Lakers manage to keep LeBron James, or Luka, if it's possible in some miraculous land, or Austin Reeves, if they could keep that together with a Giannis, I could see them competing with OKC to dethrone them over the next couple of years. If Giannis goes to like Golden State, they probably have another 1 or 2 year run in there. But there's no team that I see Giannis other than those 2 teams that could, maybe the Pistons, but I don't see him staying in the East.
No.
If he happens to land in San Antonio, I'm now in favor of your theory about them being the team. I just don't see any other team beyond those 4 teams being the team that can knock off
OKC is
OKC.
really, really, really good. Let's not downplay that. You want to know what my easy take? My other one is going to counter off my first one. If you haven't seen LeBron James play live, please go watch that man play live, because this is the first time I've seen him play live, and he is my age,
right?
And he is still that guy.
And it's hard to argue with that. And I guess I get too sentimental watching LeBron in this is what, year 21?
This year 23 in the league.
Sorry, year 23, age 40, almost 41. It's emotional for me because everybody knows my favorite football player is Tom Brady. And I remember what it was like coming down to Tom Brady's last stretches. I ran into a lot of conflict with some of my friends because it's like, well, you could go with Brady to Tampa Bay. And I was like, nah, as a Patriot fan. But I loved watching him down in Tampa because it made me recognize that when the physical ability leaves a lot of guys, that's when the smarts take over. Yeah. And that's what Tom Brady was those final years. And I'm now starting to see it with LeBron. He ain't jumping as high. He can't block every shot.
High, though.
Yes. But to see him make moves, like you just see those glimpses where he remind you what it was like in Miami. He reminds you what it was like the first couple of years in Cleveland. It's just it's just a joy to watch, and I just want us to hold on to these sorts of moments. I ain't saying you gotta get as emotional as I get. All I'm saying is you gotta take the time to recognize that we probably won't ever see this again.
I never watched Jordan live, and I never watched Kobe live. So one of the things was I said I have to at least watch LeBron live once, and thankfully I had that opportunity.
Wow. You're on the line with us at the Accredited. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, it's Johnny. Sorry about that.
Yeah, John and Ricardo.
Yeah. I see why you having so much respect for the Spurs. To put you all out the cup without Yambi. Come on now.
Well,
LeBron had one little down there. King was stop hollering at his mouth open so long, but Yambi coming back. They can need Yambi in that semi-finals this evening against OKC now. The Spurs could need Yambi to go, what?
They can
24-1?
Yeah.
But you all saying, you guys remember Portland beat them now. Portland beat them.
Yeah,
That's the only game that beat them.
No, see, that's a special case. It was in a weird schedule spot. They had a couple of guys resting that night.
Yeah,
Portland had just
They
a
have
really
one
good
loss.
game. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know if another team could just pop. You have to catch OKC almost on a perfect night. You can be one of them teams who's shooting a bunch of trees, or somebody who just has a really good defensive night, or maybe a 70, 80-point game, just to take the momentum. These guys are capable of dismantling NBA defense with ease. I
agree.
I hate the game of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander being able to get to the free throw line. But boy, when he on with that mid-range,
J-Dub too. Don't leave out J-Dub too. At least the two Williams, the bright one with the locks and things. He's on bad too.
Yeah.
Wiggins. Hey man, that's a full complete. That's two team.
Yeah.
But I can't talk though, because Orlando put us out without Franz Wagner, and Suggs was killing us. And boy, hey, boy, look here, I ought over that too. Anyhow, but anyway, we could use $500,000 in our pockets.
Yeah.
But all right, gentlemen, see, I can wait till y'all get the football and continue to listen.
All right.
And that's the last easy take of the week. The NBA Cup is fun. It's fun. Like it to have something in season now that's worth something. Like he just said, $500,000 for the team to win.
Yeah.
It gives basketball something that we don't have at the beginning of the season. Because remember, you have this, then you have All-Star, trade deadline, All-Star, same time. And then you have the playoff run where who's going to make the playoffs, then you have the playoffs, right? This is great for basketball because it makes people talk about basketball more. Look what he's saying. Oh, this cup game, we got beaten in the cup game. It still counts towards the regular season, but it's a cup game.
I'll do you one better. My final easy take of the week is this. Adam Silver has now qualified himself through things like the NBA Cup.
No.
Oh, you haven't let me finish.
David Stern's the best.
I was not going to say he is the best. I was going to say he's now qualified himself as locked and steady, the second best NBA commissioner that we've seen.
I'll give you that one.
Why I say that it was a bit on he was on the cusp. But I think looking at what this NBA tournament, of course, the Lakers won the first one, so I was infatuated with it from then. But right after the first one we had last year, now we have this year. You touched on it. It puts the NBA in a space where it's relevant now in December, unlike it's been before. But away from that, you see guys now step up and say, bro, every year a team can compete. Yes, I just spent 20 minutes talking about how great OKC is, but the parity that we've seen in the NBA over the last couple of seasons is something that I've never seen in my lifetime. I came up in I call it the generation of the dynasties. You came off of the Bulls.
That's because there's so many more teams now, and the talent is just there. I would say Silver has done a great job, but he's not no David Stern.
Of course, he's not David Stern, but at the same time,
easy take of the week. David Stern's the greatest commissioner of all time.
That's not even an easy take, John. That's like a certifiable. That's a certifiable fact. But no, again, just showing out the team over at Bud Light. They've been active this holiday season as we creep closer and closer to the end of the NFL season into the playoffs. They have a ton of stuff going on. I know last night they had the big showdown over there at what's the spot? They had their concert series last night, but Bud Light continues to do a tremendous job. They have a good game of football. So if you want to join it, we talked about the spots earlier. You can hit them up, get a 6-pack of Bud Light, 6 to 25 at any one of those locations. And thank you for joining us for the Bud Light Easy Take. We're going to take another break and then come back to finish up.
fans play. Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook turns every match, every shot, every score into your moment. The better you know the game, the better you play. Now with smarter features and a bigger experience, Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook, built for players who live the game.
Looking for insurance that fits your lifestyle and your budget? At Star General Insurance, we've got you covered. Whether it's motor insurance with flexible options for third-party liability and comprehensive coverage, or commercial insurance products that protect your business, we have choices you can afford. Own a home or renting? Our home insurance products have just what you need. And for the adventurers out there, we offer marine insurance too. Visit our website or social media pages for contact information and quotes. Star General, insurance made simple.
Are you ready for the ultimate Bud Light football experience? Buy 2 6-packs of Bud Light at any Jimmy's Wines and Spirits location or at participating liquor stores, and you're automatically entered to win. You could score an all-expense-paid trip to watch the Dolphins game live. Don't wait. Grab your Bud Light and get in the game today. Bud Light is distributed by Jimmy's Wines and Spirits, who reminds you to drink in moderation.
Welcome back to the Accredited Live on Guardian Radio today. Again, as we move into the final bit of the show today, the EWL Hour. You heard the commercials. You know what it is. EWL is proud to introduce the biggest, best sports book in the land. And I got some good news. I know you guys know me away from this. To be the sportsbook guy over at EWL is here. It's here. So right now we have the test site up and ready to go for all those that want to experience the new, bigger, better sportsbook. You could hit up the regular EWL platform and you're going to see the click-through link that brings you to the new platform. The new sportsbook is here, powered by Altenar. You could get early access.
Oh, we can say that now?
Yes. Sorry, I've not even. Let me just take the time. I've not even notified the team here at 10YS that it's active. I've been so caught up with work the last couple of days, just trying to get the site ready to go. But the new platform is here. You could run through our test audience right now. It's active. So if you hit up the EWL regular lottery page, you're going to see the link right at the top. You're able to click through to the new platform. And once you're through the new platform, you're going to be introduced to our new sports book. It's being powered by Altenar. Altenar is one of those big platforms out of Europe that is in a space now where it's just so much to bet on. You could get your equestrian, you could get your soccer, e-games, all of that. So I've been doing a ton of work to get this ready. Shout out to, well, of course, he's not going to hear this, but shout out to our platform manager over there at Altenar, Angelos, who's done so much to get the site ready for you guys. So you can go on, click through, enjoy the opportunity, man. Just enjoy. It's very seamless. The site is beautiful. Shout out to our developers that wanted to, give us a platform that would not only put us over the top of the competitors, but give Behemoth something exciting to look to. So if you want to, take advantage of the sports bet opportunities, the site is active. You could go through now. I think John is clicking through now, taking advantage of maybe some NBA, some NFL games. Big Sunday to get into. But again, all the credit due, team over at EWL. We have worked so hard to get to this point, and we're excited. So I'm just at a loss of words. I want you guys to experience for yourself. If there's any issues that you come across, again, this is just the beta phase. Hit us up and let us know any issues that you may come across. We have a tremendous customer service team ready to serve you. But our EWL new sportsbook platform is there. And of course, you heard the tag in some of the commercials. It's built for players. I've gone on my soapbox a lot of times explaining what that terminology is. If you're somebody who is like big into sports betting, you know what it's like to find a platform that is seamless, that gets you to all the games, that gives you the opportunity to bet those parlays. We have up to a 15-game parlay ready for you to go. We have the Guru Challenge tab. Once I'll get back in office, he's going to go ahead and give you your first Guru Challenge on the new platform in the coming weeks. We're going to be everywhere as we work through this December period, finishing up all the testing, finishing up all the bugs and glitches, getting them all out the way. And once we hit January 1st, we're on running. But you could try this version of the platform now over the next couple of weeks. Make the deposit, get your bets in, and let's get active, man.
And what better way to start off the new platform with what the game of the week will be? See, I don't like to hold back when we go to these lines and stuff. The Buffalo Bills versus Ricardo's New England Patriots.
So the first person I told that the platform is ready is my brother, right? And I gave him an opportunity to look at the new platform, and the first thing he said, because he everybody know what week this is. The caller earlier said he knows what week it is. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. So if you want to bet on a big game, if you want to take some money, this is a perfect opportunity to do that. Because I think, what's the line right now, John?
1.5.
These guys
Buffalo. Over under 49.5.
Well, you better. You could be over that. I think Dre
And the
Baker-
Patriots are home, which is crazy.
Yeah. But see, they still view Buffalo as the better team. Shout out to Vegas. That's what they believe. The odds makers believe that Buffalo is still a better team. And to a degree, they are. They are the team with the proven track record. We are the young upstarts. So I understand the thing. But the last time we played Buffalo, they were favored by almost 14. And we put the brakes on them. We beat the brakes off of them.
This game will depend on Josh Allen and Josh Allen alone.
Okay.
Because I think the Patriots have proven to us that they're going to have a solid game plan and do what they have to do.
Yeah.
If Josh Allen has a game like he had against the Bengals, they ain't going to win. Because by that time, the Patriots would have put them out the misery. They're not going to have the 2 turnovers like they did back-to-back, a pick six, that type of stuff. So, is it going to snow?
It should. I looked at the forecast today. It is at the point where if they have an overcast, that there is potential. But
that takes a lot out of
no, it don't. This New England versus Buffalo. We know what we're getting into.
Sunday. 90% chance of snow. So if it snows, I'm going with Josh Allen.
What? Is this because Drake May is from North Carolina? Well,
no, it's not that. It's that Josh Allen, for some reason, plays better when it snows.
You don't have Tom Brady, so I can't argue that point.
Yeah.
But yes, I feel, snow or not, I feel like Drake May knows that this is the game. He's in the MVP conversation. He's, in my opinion, the MVP of this season. I think he understands that the first game against Buffalo was we really here moment. But this is the moment where you step up and show the entire world. Not just clinch the playoffs. That's second nature. Right now, this is the game where you silence all the noise. People have questions. The Patriots have a weak schedule, all these other sorts of things. This is the game where you say, yes, you may have issues with the schedule, but when it came to big games, I delivered. And I think Drake May understands that. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I'm going to take the over on the points, and I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Over on the points?
Over on
the
points.
Man,
over on
crazy,
the points.
Bro.
Over on the points. Over on the points. I think the points is what, 49?
49.5.
Yeah, I think between these two things, I think the game finishes 30-27. I think that's possible.
You don't remember these good old AFC East?
This ain't the good old AFC no more.
No?
This ain't it. This ain't it.
I mean, the good old, you would win. You would win handily. So if that was a good old...
This is the one where we got to fight. And I think these two teams understand that you're going to have to put up points to beat the next. And the Patriots has a better defense, but I think Josh Allen, like you said, is still capable of putting in work. And I think Drake May is going to seize this opportunity and see it as, hey, this is my chance to show the league I'm for real.
So the next game on the docket is a must-win between both teams. We don't use that word lightly here. We've been correct many times when we say it's a must-win.
Definitely.
The Baltimore Ravens versus Cincinnati Bengals.
I wish Nav was in the studio for this because I want to see the pain in his
Baltimore's
eyes.
favored by 3, and they are on the road.
I don't know what Vegas doing this week. Vegas trying to give big money. I think the Cincinnati Bengals are the better team.
Yes.
They are clearly the better team. They are still cautious about what Joe Burrow is. I've just not seen the fight in Lamar Jackson this season.
I don't see it with Baltimore. I don't see
the whole team, but I have more questions about Lamar. Is it just the frustration? Is it just he's like just gimpy? I don't know. Lamar Jackson has just not showed up.
I agree, and I think last week showed that the Bengals could compete with anybody.
Yeah.
It's just Joe Burrow had 2 terrible possessions that didn't help anything for the cause. Because let's put it this way, the Bengals should not have lost that game.
Right.
Shouldn't have lost, but they did, and that's football, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But
these two teams are playing for that last playoff spot.
Yeah.
So that's why John said it's a must-win.
But also, we got to remember, Cincinnati has a better chance of winning the division than getting that wild card spot.
which is crazy to think about.
Exactly, and they're 4-9.
Yeah. So this is a big game inside the AFC North. This is a big team for the entire AFC playoff picture. Because if any of these two teams could put it together with those two quarterbacks, I think they have no, what I'm saying is whichever one of them are able to put it together.
Derrick Henry is not Derrick Henry this year.
Boy,
That's a big loss, and that's why I think the Ravens aren't who they are this season.
Right.
Because Derrick Henry is fumbling and not getting the yards that he's used to getting.
Yeah. But in this game, I'm gonna go again with the Bengals. And if you want something easy this week in the bet space, take that Bengals. Take that Bengals. It's an easy head-to-head. Just go ahead. Don't mess with the points in that game. Just take the Bengals for the win. Yeah.
Straight up win. All right. This next game. Boy. Is this the biggest spread? No, it's not the biggest spread.
Okay.
I think it's the second biggest spread. Third. Damn, there's some crazy spreads this week.
That's why I say Vegas on something else.
Yeah. All right. The New York Jets versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville's 9-4. We still don't have the verdict on Trevor Lawrence. We just know he's a capable enough quarterback to win games. The Jets are a dumpster fire. They lost to the Dolphins last week. Tyrod Taylor's not playing. Justin Fields isn't playing. What's the backup quarterback?
I don't even know who the Jets are going to throw it there.
It's something. I don't even know. See, that's the problem. When you don't know who the quarterback is. Brady Cook.
I literally don't know who that is. That's a made-up player. So anybody who's played a lot of 2K in their life, they know at some point the game gets very, very weird with names. That sounds like a creative player.
So Brady Cook is the quarterback, and I'll make this one quick and easy. Jacksonville is going to win this game. They're going to get the 10 wins. They're going to almost secure that, which is surprising, that AFC South. But
apparently he played at Missouri, so I think I saw one of his games.
Yeah, no, then he wasn't that good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got Jacksonville winning, and I got Jacksonville winning more than 9.5. At least 2 touchdowns minimum. Because if the Dolphins could beat them like that, Jacksonville should do better.
Yeah, so I'm also going to go with Jacksonville. What I think the most impressive thing for the Jaguars the last couple of weeks has been Jacoby Myers since the trade. I think he's been able to step in there and give Trevor Lawrence more of I don't want to say a security blanket, but he's made some really big plays for Trevor Lawrence down the stretch. We know the loss of Travis Hunter has set the team back a bit, but I think Jacoby Myers has stepped in and say, hey, you guys need a stabilizing force. I could be that guy. And he's done really well since the trade. So I'm also going to go with the Jaguars. What's the points in the game?
The points is 41.5.
41.5. Yeah, I think you take the over there as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Jacksonville will score at least 38.
Yeah.
And then Jets are pretty good at kicking field goals. That's all I know. The next game, the Arizona Cardinals against the Houston Texans. And I'm surprised with this one. This is only a 7-point spread for the Texans.
They know something when you know Kyle play?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think Kyle is playing. I think he's out for the rest of the year. Over under 42.5 points. A 9.5 spread. I was looking at the wrong game.
Oh, okay.
That's a little more sensible. But I think the Texans Arizona's a dumpster fire. The way I think the entire season.
I wouldn't say a dumpster
fire.
Because
you see how they lost to Tennessee?
Okay.
You always got to bring that back up because that was one of the craziest games that we'll ever see. So I think the Texans are going to win, but I don't think they're going to go over 42.5 points.
I'm also going to go with the Texans, but I want us to take some time and just talk about the Cardinals, as you mentioned. You call them a dumpster fire. I saw all of the reports this week about the situation that really set Kyler off. And that's why I asked if he was playing this week, because he made it clear that if they wanted him to go, he was able to go, but it's just the friction in the front office. And I dug a little deeper. The front office is saying...
Oh, you were investigating.
Well, not investigating. I just needed to understand, because we know what Kyler Murray is. When he is healthy, he's one of those quarterbacks that could change the trajectory of a team. He could take over a game. And I was trying to figure out, why do you give up on a guy this young and basically just sit him down for the rest of the season? But it's quite clear that there's issues in the front office. I think the reports are saying that Kyler Murray wanted something along the lines of input on draft strategy, input on front office strategy.
He's not LeBron James now.
I mean, to the Cardinals for a period of time, he looked to be that guy. So I'm trying to figure out, is it something where he wanted like more protection on the offensive line? Did he want a particular
Every
receiver?
quarterback wants protection. He got Marvin Harrison
Well,
Jr.
he got him recently.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, is it something else he wanted? Did he not want Marvin Harrison Jr. and maybe a tight end or maybe a lineman? What was it?
Probably a lineman.
Because he's gonna break up a lot.
He is run like a bad child.
That's not a favorite phrase, but it is what it is. I just don't understand what went wrong there, and I would love to see if this ends in a separation where he ends up.
Yeah, he's not going to be the next year. I can guarantee that.
Is he gonna go to Miami?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind him.
All right. Let's see if we could get Tua for Kyler Murray straight up.
I mean, that's not a bad trade. The salaries match up, I think. All right, this next game, the Chicago Bears against the Cleveland Browns.
This is a tough one for me.
7.5 point spread. I always have one pick of the week that I say that I'm confident in. Shador Sanders is going to beat the Chicago Bears this week.
Wow. See, it's tough because the Bears have been a tremendous team this season.
Great team. They've been doing everything right, but Shador Sanders.
What I did not expect from the Bears is for them to have a quality defense. It's not perfect, but it has showed up in key moments. Of course, just like any other NFL fan this season, the new kid on the block is Shador. Everybody is hyped. Everybody is happy to see Deion's kid get an opportunity. And he's been very, very good in the short period of time.
You know who I'm happy for?
Go ahead.
The wide receivers.
Why?
Because they're throwing the ball forward more than 10 yards.
I think you need to have this conversation with Jerry Jeudy directly because quite clearly, I mean, they made up last week on the field, but I think his whole approach to this Shador thing has kind of rubbed the entire football community the wrong way because you should be happy you have a quarterback that can throw the ball down the field. You wasn't hyped when Dylan Gabriel was throwing you sideline balls and throwing you into defensive traffic.
But I've watched Dylan Gabriel because he went to UCF, and he needs an offensive line. Okay. We know Cleveland does not have an offensive line.
I feel like you're being a homer, John. Dylan Gabriel sucks.
No, Dylan Gabriel could only succeed if there's a proper pocket.
So if that doesn't exist, does he suck?
Well, sure.
Okay.
But I feel like, you know what Dylan would be great? Back up Miami Dolphins. Because he could run the same thing as Tua.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's how it would be. But Shador makes plays happen. Like, this is why you look at things and it's like, how petty can you be? To say, could we get a playmaker who might win us a game? Well, we're just happy to be here.
That is true.
And it was more of a we're just happy to be here with Dylan moment, I feel. Whereas Shador, as you can see, gives you chance to win games.
I think Stefanski just has a personal issue with Shador. I don't know if it was a situation where he didn't want him on the team and somebody made a call, but I'm just happy to see Shador out there. I think he has the ability now to prove that he belongs in the NFL. Of course, we know the debacle that happened with the draft. He thought he should have been a first-round pick.
This is the same franchise that's paying Deshaun Watson.
And surprised to say they made the report this week or earlier this week that he's going to remain with the team next year. I don't know why.
What dirt does he have on the owner?
Boy, I don't know. But
did
clearly,
the owner and him go to the same places?
See, John, I don't cast no aspersions on anybody.
Allegedly?
There. Sometimes you just need a little massaging thing, boy.
The next matchup, what would have been the game of the century in the 1990s.
The game of the century?
The Washington Commanders versus the New York Giants. This is probably the most terrible game of the week.
Yeah. I'm not even going to...
2.5 point spread.
I just was about to say, I'm not even going to pick this because it's probably horrible.
Yeah, and the over-under 46.5. Under, Jalen Daniels is out. New York. This is a boring game.
Yeah.
We don't have to watch it. I feel bad for the people that have this on their TV.
I mean, if you got $10 to play with and you're just looking for something to do, I think you should just go through.
No, you got $10 to play with. You bet that Shador is going to win the game.
No, hold on. I was saying take that $10, go through the player props this week. For this, if he is a Giants fan or he is a Commanders fan, just go through the player props. Maybe there's something good in there. Maybe somebody is, favored for some touchdowns or something. You could find something wonderful to bet on. But don't not pick that game. That game could go either way. That's a crapshoot right there. Leave that alone.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Redskins in that game. Shout out to Cam Scatterbo. The boot came off this week. Please just sit down a little more, though, bro. Just chill out. Just chill out.
He's got ADHD times
Something wrong
100.
with that boy.
All right. Las Vegas Raiders versus Philadelphia Eagles. 12.5 favorites are the Eagles. I think that's a little low for them.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think the Eagles are that good. But I think the Raiders hold their own. They lose the game, but they cover.
I was about to say, I think the Raiders definitely...
I think it's a 7 to 10 point game.
Yeah, I think the Raiders find a way to cover. I don't know what is wrong with Philly. I've never seen
2 turnovers in 1 possession. What an accomplishment.
I've just never seen a team that has been I shouldn't say has been. Philly had one of the most dominant Super Bowl games that I've seen in recent history. And to see them come back the following season with basically the same roster, minus some defensive players, I just didn't think the drop-off would have been this bad. I felt like they had enough on offense to continue to compete. It's just terrible to see them in this position. I'm going to go with them this week, but I think the Raiders do cover.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to get that far in the playoffs. Just my opinion. I think they cover. So theoretically, it's a Raiders win.
It's wild because I don't even think they're locked in to make the playoffs right now. They're in a bit of a fight with the Cowboys for first place.
And this is what I was going to say. I'm going to skip the 4 o'clock slates right now and go directly to the 8:20 game because I want to come back to the 4 o'clock slate.
Go ahead.
I think the 4 o'clock slate has some entertaining games. The Minnesota Vikings against the Dallas Cowboys. 7.5 point favorite 5.5 point favorite are the Cowboys. Over under 48.5. The Cowboys are
40 and a half or 48?
48 and a half.
Oh, because I was about to say, if it's 40 and a half.
You're taking that.
Take that. But if it's 48.
My thing is Minnesota's hit or miss.
Yeah.
Right? This is a home game for Dallas. Dallas has to win. Dak's been playing pretty well the last couple of games. This is a must-win for the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't win this, then there's no playoffs.
See, which is true. And I'm going to give the Cowboys this game. My only concern in this game is Justin Jefferson. Why my concern is Justin Jefferson?
Because Kyle Pitts had a good game.
Right. And I think Justin Jefferson looks at this moment right here and say, hey, I don't have a lot of prime years down the line. While I'm in my prime, I want to take advantage of it. And I think he sees what the position of this team is. I think he realized the quarterback situation is what it is. And if it doesn't go as far as stats-wise for him, I think he then goes and looks someplace else.
Yeah.
So I think these are the sorts of games where other good wide receivers on the next side of the field and it gives him something to play for or play against. I think if he doesn't get the showcase he wants in this game, he ain't got nothing else to play for. Get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Let him go for 200 yards. Let him put up 2 touchdowns. He's playing for stats right now.
But here's the thing. I got Minnesota win this game.
What?
Yeah.
How? Why?
I just feel that they got the running game is going to come up. I agree with you with if Jefferson, if he gets his numbers, the running game is going to get the numbers. And they have the running backs to control the clock.
True. That is true.
Is it J.J. McCarthy playing this week?
I think it is.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if it's J.J. McCarthy, I have them winning because I feel like he's going to do enough to win the game. Like, he's not going to make those killer mistakes that we're used to seeing. And this is why I'm shocked that Justin Jefferson doesn't, like, yell at him and be like, hey, just give me the ball. Like, you're pretty much a rookie. You need to just give me the ball. But I think it depends. Well, it does depend. If Minnesota's defense comes out how they could play a game, they're going to win this game. I got Minnesota in this game.
Like I said, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. And it looks like it's still up in the air if J.J. McCarthy is active this week. I'm just trying to do my quick little Googles to see. Still, there's a possibility of him playing. I think it's going to be a game time decision.
If he plays, they win. If he doesn't play, they lose. Okay. That's how it is. So you guys got to keep looking at the lines, keep going to the Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook website to just make sure you get it going. Because remember, the bets don't lock in until game time.
Oh, see, no. Okay, let me get to this text. Hi, guys. I was agreeing with you until you started talking full about my Bears. Shador was media boosted from at Colorado. You see who we beat this year? Dallas, Minnesota, the Eagles. We slaughtered Cleveland. That's what the text is saying. Texter, please accept my apology. I was not picking the Browns to beat your Bears. I was saying I want to see Shador do well. I think the Bears. I love Caleb Williams. I love what the Bears.
I love what the Bears are doing, but I just feel that this.
John thinks Cleveland's going to win. I think
you remember when I said the Dolphins were beating Buffalo and everyone thought I was crazy? I just feel that
I'm mad I didn't spend my $5 that week.
Yeah, I just feel that Cleveland has something positive going for them.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's something positive going because you know what the big backlash was with the last Cleveland game.
Correct.
Why wasn't Shador in it for that 2-point conversion play?
Which is true.
So
Because he battled all the way back from I think 2 touchdowns down and put the
and
game
you
in
don't
a
give him the
position
chance to do it. But I just feel that the team can rally with that. The team's rallying around a new quarterback, a new system. So that's a come. Sometimes these bets you go. You can look at the lines and it makes all the sense in the world, but you got to go with your gut sometimes.
I got you, but Texter, no smoke for Cotto with you.
I love the. I picked the Bears many times.
Is it snowing in that game?
Ooh,
because that makes all the difference. Because I think they're in Chicago.
Let me see, Chicago. You got to filibuster this.
Yeah, I think it's snowing. Yeah, they're playing in Cleveland. They're playing in Cleveland, but no snow projected.
Okay, so if it's no snow, yeah. If there is snow, then for sure, because the running game of the Bears is great.
Yeah.
I want success for the Bears. I want them to make the playoffs. If they win the Super Bowl, I would love it.
And they're in that tough NFC. They're in that tough NFC North. So you have the Bears, you have the Packers, and you have the Lions. All those teams right along the middle. Any given week, if one of those teams have a bad week, it could go left for them. So they need to win the game. This is a must win for the Bears.
So this is a weird one for me, right? This is a game that I thought would have been flexed into the 820 spot, but you could never outflex the Cowboys.
All right.
Detroit Lions versus Los Angeles Rams. Rams are favored by 6, right? What is wrong with the Lions this year? Is it because they lost the offensive coordinator who went to the Bears? Where we're going to bring that up. One of the greatest offensive minds that we could see.
Who has found a way to tap into Caleb Williams.
Exactly. Like, what is wrong? Because when I played them in fantasy, like, the running back scored 800 points against me.
Yeah. I don't think anything is wrong with the Bears. I just think it's more competition. Don't forget, if you look at what this division has been, it's been the issues amongst those teams.
Yeah.
Meaning if you could go 2-0 in your division and you'll be in first place and you'll be in a position to make a run to the Super Bowl. The division is just tough. Even the lowly Vikings that are like 3 and whatever, they still have tough games in that division. So I think it's just that the Lions have more talented teams to play against. Yeah. That's okay. They have a tough season. They keep
and the Rams are home. I have the Rams winning this. I just think they're a more complete team than the Lions right now.
Okay, let me say it like this. Puka, yeah. For some strange reason, I was about to say Adams is a top-tier receiver.
They get inside the red zone. They're targeting him like crazy.
Because Matthew Stafford has this unique talent of ball placement.
Yeah.
Not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL capable of doing this anymore. But he knows where to put the ball for Devontae Adams to get up. Aaron Rodgers used to be so good at this.
So who do you have?
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions for the mere fact.
I'm not mad at that pick. Like, I could see it, but I just feel if I'm putting this on my parlay, I'm putting the Rams so I get that win.
But I was about to say I'm gonna go with the Lions.
The cover.
No, I'm gonna go with the Lions to win outright.
There you go.
And strange enough, I'm gonna take the over, even though the points is
54.5.
I'm gonna take the over. I'm going to take the over.
They play in a dome, so.
There we go. I think the Lions have the ability to run up the score, and I think Puka has the ability with Devontae Adams to put up points as well. So take the over, and I'm going to go with the Lions.
So these next 2 games, I don't know how much detail we have to get into. Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. Panthers are favored by 2.5. The Saints beat the Bucs last week, which was surprising. But do you think they could do back-to-back weeks?
No.
I don't think so.
I think the Bucs losing last week was just a situation where they're falling apart.
Yeah.
But the Panthers, Tatamor McMillan, oh my God, I love this kid. I want you to take time to just watch him this weekend. Bryce Young, shout out.
Yeah.
You're getting better at football.
I'm happy that Bryce Young is because to be a number 1 overall pick, it's a lot of times that it's like, hey, your number 1 overall pick, you need to do something. He's doing something now. I hope they win this game. So
we talked about Matthew Stafford just throwing the ball up to Devontae Adams. Bryce, do the same thing with Todd. Just throw it up there. Just throw it up there.
I have the Panthers winning this game.
Definitely. What's the point spread?
The point spread is 2.5.
2.5. Okay, yeah.
40
yeah.
and a half points. I go over.
I just want to say, take the over. Definitely take the Panthers.
All right, the next game, the Tennessee Titans versus San Francisco 49ers.
We don't have to talk about it. It's the 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers 12.5-point favorites, over under 44.5 points. So I think that, 49ers, it's not much. Cam Ward, shout out to Cam Ward for getting the win. I was really adamant last week on the show when me and Ronaldo did in Philly about Cam Ward getting the victory. He needed that victory.
Definitely.
It was something where it wasn't a situation of, sometimes you just want to see someone win a game because of the season they're having.
Right. And it's been a tough year for him. Again, I'm happy that he not only got the win, but I just don't know what the problem is with the Titans. I kind of want him to lose out just for him to secure a better draft pick. Maybe they could get him a better lineman, or maybe get him a receiver or a tight end or something.
Now you're asking for a lot.
I just want to see this guy shine through. I want him to have a bounce back year next year. And I hate that we're talking about next year with Cam Ward. I thought he would have been the rookie of the year.
Now, I feel like this is a great game that could have been flexed as well. The Green Bay Packers against the Denver Broncos. And last week, I said R.J. Harvey was going to ball out. And R.J. Harvey balled out.
Yeah.
Is he going to do it again? Yes. I'm
2 weeks
telling
in
you
a row?
right now, 2 weeks in a row.
Okay,
You
go
know
ahead.
he's leading the league right now.
I found out after, because when I wasn't part of the show
touchdowns
last
for
week.
rookies.
Right. I was not a part of the show last week, and when you talked, I was like, why John so hard pressed with this dude? Let me go check the stats. And I said, wait, what? When did this happen?
When he went to UCF.
Okay.
That's when it happened.
Yeah, but no.
But no, you could see, I told people, like, he was going to come in to be the number 2 back. They got an injury. He's forcing them. He could be a number 1 back. I just feel this is one of those games that you look at and you're like, all right, the Packers, they got all the tools and the talent offensively that they need, but they seem to never put it together. And the Broncos just seem to win games.
Right.
This game is 2.5-point favorite for the Packers on the road, but I have to go with the Broncos because until they prove otherwise to me, I don't see how they're losing.
I'm going to go with the Packers, and we talked about the NFC North a short while ago. I think the Lions, the Bears, and the Packers are all in this weird mix where they know that every week is a clutch week. I just don't see the Packers dropping this one. I think the game means more to them than it does to the Broncos. I think the Broncos recognize that they've put enough space between them and Kansas City. So I think they are. I'm not saying that they're going to not play.
Did we
this
talk
weekend.
about the Chiefs-Chargers game?
No, we've not.
That's a 1:00 game,
Yeah.
but that's a big game right there. Who you have?
I'm going to go with the Bears. I'm going to go with the Bears.
The Packers.
I'm going to go with the Packers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's go quickly because time is of essence now. The Chargers versus the Chiefs. Who would have thought the Chiefs would have been this bad?
Nobody did. Who
But
was
this is
excited that the
this-
Chiefs is this bad?
Everybody.
I am.
But this is a must-win for both teams.
Yeah.
As well.
I tried this.
Kansas City favored by 6 points.
Yeah. I tried this a couple of weeks ago when they played the Colts, Kansas City, that is. And I asked everybody in the football space just to put their energy behind the Colts at that time for us to try and move the Kansas City up out of here, do a Kendrick Lamar versus Drake sort of thing. Everybody come together just to get this guy up out of here. I'm going to do that this week. I want everybody to come together and give all of your football knowledge, strength, and energy
to the Chargers.
Let's get
I got
behind
the Chiefs winning this game.
Jesus Christ!
And the
George.
only reason I got the Chiefs winning this game is because I feel that they're doing enough to just make things mucky and complicated.
Is that your way of saying you think the refs are gonna do the ref sort of things and help?
They
the Chiefs?
might, but I just feel the Chargers to me don't really impress me. They don't really. The gauge of the test isn't there.
Come on, we gotta put all our energy behind Justin Herbert.
All right, I'm gonna skip one game and we're gonna go to a big game, a Monday night game. The Dolphins versus the Steelers. Steelers are playing at home, favored by 3 points. The Dolphins have been on a little streak. I felt like this was going to happen. I before, I would say on the radio show, this is how Dolphins seasons go. They either win a lot of games at the beginning or lose, have a lull, and then they win enough to have a bad draft pick.
Right.
I see the Dolphins beating the Steelers this game. The same reason I feel Kansas City is going to win, just to keep things a little murky. That's all it is. The Steelers don't impress me.
Boy.
And I've been saying that all season. But the Ravens and the Bengals need this. need the Dolphins to win as much as any team in the league. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins. It's 42.5 points over under. Go under.
I just about to say, take the under. I'm going to go with the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, you go under, and it's a 3-point spread. But my game of the week, the Seattle Seahawks versus Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts.
So we had a caller calling earlier today to ask us a very, very, very important question.
I had to make the caller wait.
Can Phillip Rivers take a sack? This is the big question that's on everybody's mind. Boy, you better put Phillip Rivers on. Don't put him out there.
Okay, can he take a sack? Yes. Can he get up from a sack? We do not know yet. A blindside sack. Look, I was looking at pictures of him. He gained a lot of weight.
A lot.
He gained
I
a
was
lot of
like,
weight.
why did y'all think Phillip Rivers was in shape? Like, who did y'all talk to scout him? Like, it's just well, we trust him. He know the playbook. Bring him out. No, bro, that boy can barely move.
The crazy thing with that is you go from Daniel Jones, who is the fastest quarterback in the league, right? Who could scramble when he has to now you go to Phillip Rivers.
What's wrong with Richardson? What is up?
Didn't he break like a bone in his like shoulder? That's very hard.
Daniel Jones broke a bone in his leg and you still put him out there. Like, let's keep it a buck, bro.
Look,
what are we doing?
So, all right.
Phillip Rivers have a gut. Like, I've been drinking beers on my porch all year.
You know what shirt he have? All right. So here's the thing. This game is in Seattle. So it's not even like he's in a dome game. He's going straight to the cold.
You know, arthritis.
Straight to the cold.
He 40-something.
3.5 point. And this is the crazy thing. This is why when you said Vegas was wilding, I look at this spread and I said, for sure.
Yeah.
Seahawks are 3.5 point favorite. Oh no. 13.5 point.
Because I was about 803.5.
I
803.5.
No. I was looking at this is confusing.
They 13.5.
13.5.
You better take all 13.5.
Over under 42.5 points.
Seattle alone might put up 42 points.
That's the thing.
Yes. So no, take Seattle.
I'm taking Seattle with this. But the same way how we talk about the government of the Bahamas needs to do something with these VJ and buddy games and AA games, so we got to publicize it. I need Donald Trump to make an executive order to say this is the game of the week. And on every single station, whichever station it is, it's going to be the Phillip Rivers game on TV.
Wow.
Because to me, this is something you have to watch TV and say, is this real life? Like, this dude is a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame.
This is a question I had. Does this
it
now...
resets.
Wow.
Yeah, it resets 5 years.
Phillip, if it ain't worded now, Phillip. Phillip, you could have been gold jacket in the cup. Come on, man, Phillip. Phillip retired today.
So, yes, it does affect it. If he was just on the practice squad, it didn't.
Wow.
That's because, trust me, when I said, hold on, wasn't he a semifinalist for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Anyways, he's going to throw at least 4 interceptions this game. He's going to now have to wait another 5 years to make the Hall of Fame.
It wasn't.
I don't think it was worth it.
But anyway, I'm gonna go with Seattle there. But
if you don't go with Seattle, if Phillip Rivers wins this game,
I think it's a story all week.
That would be the greatest football comeback story. I don't care about any other.
He'd lock up comeback player of the year with one game.
Yeah, 100%. It would be the greatest football story ever. Disney would have to make a movie. When I was having my 9th child, I said, I still got it. He has like 11 kids, by the way. So that would have taken 3 years for him to do that.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Seattle, but for a good story. I want to see Phillip perform well. But you know us, you know the jokes, you know the chaos, you know the hot takes, all powered by the mic and deserves hazard pay. You know 10th year seniors. We have a full catalog. We're happy to be in the studio today, but anytime you want to chime in, you can check our full catalog across SoundCloud or any of your favorite streaming platforms. Whether it's the Accredited, whether it's we have some throwback stuff like the long range 2-pointers, all of our basketball podcasts. Now let's doing the thing with the conversation now. There's just so much content out there. So check our site out, get involved, listen to some of it, support us when you can. And again, if you want to sponsor, if you want to do anything related to the show, hit us up. And before we get up out of here, we just want to take the time to again thank our sponsors, Bud Light, the Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. And in fact, right before we get it here, if you want to participate, the Home for the Holidays promotion is still active. $10 play across Sportsbook, lottery and a casino. You could wager up to $70 to get your entry into the golden ticket promotion that could get you home for the holidays. This is a perfect chance to get a new house. So try it. Hit our friends up over there at Everybody Wins Live, Lottery and Casino. Hit me up for Everybody Wins Live Sportsbook. Let's make some money this weekend, people. Bet, but bet responsibly.
And bet with Everybody Live Wins Sportsbook.
Thank you. That's quick. Oh.